I'd like to thank our witnesses for traveling here to testify before this committee. The purpose of today's hearing is to examine the threat of Mexico's drug trade on our southwestern border. Over the past few years, this committee has conducted numerous hearings on violence occurring on the Mexican side of the southwest border. We've also examined the numerous efforts undertaken by our government to assist our Mexican allies in disrupting and dismantling Mexican drug trafficking organizations, otherwise known as DTOs. These hearings have also explored an ongoing question of how much crime actually spills over from Mexico into the United States. On one hand, criminal statistics indicate that border communities are among the safest in the United States. In fact, there is less crime in some Texas cities on the border than what occurs right here in the nation's capital. As we know, crime all over the country stems from a variety of sources. Being able to pinpoint where the crime occurs in Texas that would have occurred regardless of its proximity to Mexico, and crimes that occur because it is spillover from Mexican drug-related activities is not an easy task. I commend both General McCafferty and Scales for taking on this challenge. However, if what is contained in their report is deemed to be true, that would mean that I would have to disregard the most widely cited and concrete evidence of crime in the United States, the FBI Uniform Crime Report. According to the FBI, the homicide rate along the U.S. side of the southwestern border has actually decreased by as much as 14% over the last 3 years. These numbers show a clear distinction between political rhetoric and proven facts. According to the report, FBI criminal statistics do not accurately reflect crime in the border communities because violence goes unreported or underreported because witnesses to crimes are often afraid to testify out of fear of Mexican drug DTOs. However, the report does not provide any concrete evidence of proof to support this bold claim. I will readily admit that in recent years, violence in Mexico has reached an all-time high. However, despite dire predictions, statistics, and concrete evidence show that the violence has not spilled over into the United States. In fact, the violence occurring in Mexico is highly concentrated and in many instances limited to drug trafficking corridors, some of which are hundreds of miles away from the United States border. There's a need to bring awareness to this unique situation faced by Texas border citizens. However, we must also assure people living outside of Texas that border towns are safe for travel, trade, and commerce, and that violent crime rates have always remained flat or decreased in border communities in the Southwest. I'd be remiss if I did not mention that despite strides made to increase personnel on the border, Republican-sponsored budget cuts threaten to take us backwards. This Congress, the majority, it introduced H.R. 1, which cuts $350 million from the Department of Homeland Security budget for border security, fencing, and technology. Just yesterday, on an authorizing bill, we voted down, this committee, Republicans on this committee, an effort to add 1,000 Border Patrol agents to the patrol. You can talk tough, but when it comes time to putting your money where the tough talk is, somehow it's not there. The Department of Homeland Security must have all the resources and authorities it needs to protect our borders. As members of Congress, we must align our budget priorities with where we claim help is needed. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses.